Koenigsegg has succeeded where Porsche has failed. Rather than using SUVs to generate the profits that fund its gorgeous coupes, Koenigsegg exclusively makes high-power sports cars. Indeed, Koenigsegg may be the only car manufacturer whose entire lineup consists of coupes. Barring the possibility of a very high-dollar custom order, Koenigsegg has never put more than 2 doors on a car. Although enthusiasts make up only a tiny portion of the car-buying public, Koenigsegg has successfully turned that small group of people into a profit. It is neither fair nor correct to state that every Koenigsegg comes with a trailer to prevent its tires from interacting with the vulgarities of municipal pavement. Quite to the contrary, the Koenigsegg lineup's price tags all but command the use of a bespoke car moving service whenever the owner wishes to convey the car from the climate-controlled storage site to the recreational proving grounds of choice. But even Koenigsegg must sometimes depart from enthusiast-only works of mechanical art and produce something that can realistically be driven on actual roads. There simply isn't a sustainable market for enthusiast coupes that can only be hoisted onto a trailer and ferried to a track for showing off. With that in mind, Koenigsegg announced the plug-in hybrid Gemera in 2020. With this limited production model, only 300 were made. Koenigsegg committed to one of the ultimate automotive heresies, installing a back seat in a hypercar. For those who fear that a car that can seat 2 parents and 2 children just isn't impressive, Koenigsegg made up for the sacrilegious passenger space by installing dramatic scissor doors instead of using mundane hinges. The Gemera's hybrid powertrain, as one expects when purchasing a supercar with a 7-figure price tag, has all the blistering horsepower, 1,700 horses and 2,583 pound-feet of torque one could ever hope for. But amazingly, the gasoline engine driving those thousands of horses weighs only 150 pounds and doesn't use a camshaft, overhead or otherwise. That's right, anyone who regularly uses their gym membership could single-handedly lift the engine right out of the car. Adorably, Koenigsegg called the engine the tiny friendly giant in the Gemera's brochure. In cheery contrast to the dark metallic exterior paint, the Gemera's bright yellow and black interior looks proudly inspired by Bumblebee from Transformers. The interior was also available in other colors. Such unexpectedly colorful whimsy is delightful in a high-performance car. Of course, the interior is dripping with carbon fiber, the simulated wood grain of the 21st century. On the seats, Koenigsegg used strategically placed memory foam, clad in either leather or Alcantara, to create an ergonomic experience unheard of in hypercars. Astonishingly, Koenigsegg even managed to put generous headroom in the back seat. As anyone who has been a rear passenger in a sports car knows, headroom is a rare luxury under the sporty sloping ceiling. The Gemera's perhaps most heretical feature, the one that defies every known law and religious belief about hypercars, is the presence of cup holders. Like many minivans on the market today, the Gemera has more cup holders than it has seats, though even phrasing it that way is understating the drink-holding capacity of what may be the world's first family supercar. The Gemera has 8 cup holders. That's 2 cup holders per person. The back bench has no middle seat because Koenigsegg put 4 cup holders in the center instead of a third seatbelt. Half of the Gemera's cup holders are heated, and half of them are chilled. If one is willing to risk sloshing soda all over the Alcantara, the Gemera can accommodate enough drinks to justify using all the car's horsepower to reach the next rest stop. The Koenigsegg Gemera is what happens when a car manufacturer attempts to simultaneously aim a new model at the staunchest of automotive purists and at every extravagant non-enthusiast who enters a dealership. It is the spectacular yet inevitable outcome when only opinionated enthusiasts write the reviews that can make or break a car's success, but most car buyers are non-enthusiasts, and often neither know nor care about the difference between a turbocharger and a supercharger. At present, there is an ideological split between these two groups of people, which forces tough design choices on car manufacturers. Outside of the rarefied world of automotive purists, people prefer to ask questions like, is it comfortable? Is it reliable? Can my children/pets/lumber/luggage/cargo fit in it? What is the fuel economy? It is nearly impossible to design a car that will please both, but the Gemera is the glorious result of trying to. The Gemera is an ideological compromise between self-important automotive cognoscenti and ordinary, albeit wealthy, car buyers. The muscular stance and low ride height, 110 mm front, 115 mm rear, make for an engaging driving experience, but every crack in the pavement threatens to send the car directly to the body shop. The thin tires stretched over the large wheels, 21 by 10.5 front, 22 by 11.5 rear, give an exhilarating road feel, but after enough hours on the road, one no longer enjoys feeling every bump under the wheels. The scissor doors look spectacular, but require a high ceiling in the garage. While it's technically true that most hypercars are street legal, unless the owner has been too enthusiastic with aftermarket modifications, it's hard to imagine one of them plying a public parking lot unless it is going to sit there with the hood propped open during a meetup. However, the Gemera's interior design and cargo space mean that one could actually use this car every day, though the low ride height means the car can only cross the smoothest, best maintained pavements. Furthermore, if one is willing to defile the trunk with groceries, one will find 200 liters, 7 cubic feet, of cargo space. While that may not accommodate one's furniture, even the smaller pieces, that is nevertheless roomy enough for everyday use. The Koenigsegg Gemera is one of the first Grand Touring supercars that one could realistically do any Grand Touring in. It has cup holders, comfortable seats, and a powertrain that will slam your skull right against the headrest whenever you want. But most notably, the Gemera embodies the widening disconnect between automotive enthusiasts and everyone else. Aside from the lack of a manual transmission, the Gemera has everything the staunchest of purists could want: extra-large wheels that barely fit in the fenders, precisely 2 doors and not 4, more horsepower and torque than the latest Freightliner, acres of carbon fiber, and an imposing, muscular stance. The car also has all the features that matter to people who are not gearheads: comfortable seats, enough cup holders for a road-tripping family, and decent, if somewhat limited, cargo space. One could even fit a child's booster seat through the scissor doors. It's tempting to say the Gemera bridged the gap between strict automotive purists and everyone else, but it's more correct to say it drove on both sides at once.